Hola amigas, bienvenidos a mi canal. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angie and I'm a Block 4 nursing student. I'm going to be telling you guys how to get into the nursing program, how I got into the nursing program, and I'm going to be listing some sources that helped me, study tips that I did to pass the Hesi exam. In your state, it might be the TEAS test. They're very similar, but I think the TEAS test has like a chemistry portion. The one that I took, it did not have a chemistry portion. Thank God. So let's get into it. Traje mi cafecito because this is going to be a little bit long. I just want to preface that it took me 3 times to take the Hesi test to get like almost 100%. Like I missed one question on it. Then again, I didn't give up when I failed it the first time I took it. So I just want you to know that you got it and you're looking at someone who failed the first time and somehow got almost 100% after the 3rd time taking. Believe in yourself, because I talk to so many girls that when I tell them I'm in nursing school, they're like, oh yeah, I wanted to do nursing, but I never could because I couldn't pass the Hesi test or I couldn't pass the TEAS test. And I'm like, how many times did you take it? And they're like, well, I took it twice or once and I failed. And then they give up. So it's like, just don't give up, girl, because it took me 3 times. The first time I failed it. The first time I took it because I just wanted to see what the test looked like. And I also wanted to see like how far I can get knowing with what I know, because it's a lot of high school stuff. So I was like, maybe I can pass. No, I was wrong. I needed a refresher on high school algebra and high school comprehension. I've always low-key not been that good at English comprehension. So that part I had failed like the most. And also the math, I failed bad because I did not know any of my metrics. You have to memorize your conversions, like tablespoon to teaspoon, milliliters to whatever, ounces. So yeah, I totally forgot about that. Basically, it reminded me of like culinary arts because I didn't really know what type of math nursing does that much. But it kind of reminds me of culinary arts, like cooking, because it's a lot of like tablespoon, teaspoon measurements and stuff like that, and ounces. So anyways, so yeah, I took it the first time, failed. After the second time, I did average, but I did pass the second time. Okay, y'all. But I wanted to get into the Bachelor Associate program. And they told me if I want to get into the Bachelor and Associate program, it's like a concurrent enrollment and it's like a super discounted scholarship. They were like, you have to get an A on it. So I was like, okay, I passed, I can apply. But if I want to get into the school that I want to go to and work on my bachelor's as the same time as my associates, while getting like, I think they discounted like $11,000, I have to get an A. So this is exactly what I did, and I am going to break it down to you in a couple steps. First things first, know your type of learning. If you're a video learner, if you're an audio learner, visual learner, all of the learner styles. I'm all of the learner styles. So there's like quizzes online that you can take to find out what type of learner you are. Like if you're a visual learner, if you're a hands-on learner. So I would take that quiz too and find out what type of learner you are and go based off that to make your study plan. So this book right here, and that book, I didn't go too much in depth in it, but I did use it for practice questions and I used it for practicing reading comprehension. I worked on it for like 20 minutes a day, 7 days prior. So I think that helped me to read and comprehend the Hesi questions, because you have to know what the question is asking you. Second, hold up. Since there was a lot of words that I had never heard of or understood on the questions on Hesi, I made flashcards of words that I remember being on it. And then I also looked up words like vocab words commonly used in Hesi. I put that all into a Quizlet, and you guys can totally use my Quizlet. It's open to the public. And I mean, I almost got 100 with using that Quizlet. So I studied that Quizlet 1 week also prior for like an hour every day, just going through the flashcards, flipping through on Quizlet. If you're more of a writing type of person, which I am as well, you can write them. So what I did is I put it on a Quizlet and I wrote it on paper. Basically like 3 times, because I'm seeing it on the Quizlet flashcard, I'm seeing it on my paper flashcard, also reading the book, the Hesi comprehension book. So I'm practicing 3 times the skill every day. Yeah, just set aside at least an hour, flip through the flashcards at least once, and the Hesi comprehension, at least do 10 questions. And also finding out if you're the type that you have to study a month ahead, a week, or 3 days before. I know people who can study like 3 days before an exam and they do well. I personally don't recommend. I recommend maybe 2 weeks, 1 week for the Hesi. And now for the math portion. So for the math, I had to watch YouTube videos because me reading the math portion in the book, I could not understand it. I'm not a reading type for math. I have to watch YouTube videos. So I went on this girl's YouTube. This girl right here, she teaches you how to read math equations, how to solve them, and she focuses primarily on the most common math seen on the Hesi. One thing I do remember the Hesi having heavily was changing Fahrenheit to Celsius and Celsius to Fahrenheit, and they had a lot of changing teaspoon to tablespoons, ounces, milliliters. Also know your kilometers to miles, know your kilograms to pounds, stuff like that. You can see it all on my Quizlet. I put everything that I remember seeing on the Hesi when I took it into that Quizlet, and then I memorized that. You need to know that for pretty much life after. So it's better to just nail it now, because in nursing school, they're going to test you on it like all the time throughout the year. So know your math. In nursing school, they do use a larger vocabulary in questions. So it is good to get your hands on a good vocabulary flashcard set and just have an idea on breaking down words, prefixes, suffixes, stuff like that. When you can comprehend and break down a word, a sentence, a question, an equation, you are already completing the first step for success. Third thing is time management for studying. If you're working a lot, you need to do it on your break. Do it just right before you go to sleep. I mean, just break an hour down. It's all about that time management, putting it into your schedule. If you have kids, just, while your kids are asleep, or your husband, just try your best to dedicate some time to studying. Third thing is time. You need to answer your questions in a timely manner. Like, they don't give you all the time in the world on the Hesi. It is timed. I remember I am a person who takes a long time on exams, so I didn't run out of time, so you guys should be good on time. And then everything you need to know about taking the Hesi in my state of Arizona, you only get about, I think, 3 chances until you have to, I think, wait a whole year. And then in between each time you take it, I think you get like 3 months or something like that. Say I had it a week from now, today, I would open that book, do 10 practice questions, read a little bit of whatever you think your weakness is, focus on that area, then open your flashcards, go through the flashcards at least twice, then open your math flashcards and go through them, then open that YouTube video of the girl, watch her videos, take her flashcards and make your own. And whatever you don't understand, keep practicing it, because just keep practicing it. Like, it is possible for you to get into nursing. If you have all your prerequisites done, there's no reason that you shouldn't believe in yourself. And I mean, look at me, bro. I'm the perfect example. Like, I suck at English comprehension and somehow I got almost 100%. So what the hell? It took me 3 times. Pero lo hice, ¿verdad? Another note, if you score pretty high, you have more opportunities. So shoot for that 100%, because more opportunities open up, as in universities will discount your stuff. I'll make a separate video on like scholarships and stuff, like the type of scholarship I'm on. So try to shoot for an A, guys. Another study tip that I like doing is being by yourself, so that way you can say it out loud and hear yourself say it. So you can memorize it. As well as always understanding it, you're memorizing it by hearing yourself say it out loud. I'm a person, I'm going through my flashcards, literally like looking at it, and I'm like, redundant means this, blah, 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 means this. Let's say milliliter equals this. The equation for the Fahrenheit. I would literally go over it and over it and over it. Basically, it's all about repetitiveness, consistency, and believing in yourself. And yeah, so I hope you guys take the Hesi test. You do have to schedule it out in advance. So when you schedule it out, plan to study, set up your schedule, write in the planner, I'm going to study this much time at this time, and do it. Do not procrastinate, y'all. Delete TikTok if you have to, because I know I'm addicted to TikTok low key and I have to delete it sometimes. But yeah, delete it just for that week, or delete it during that hour you're going to study. Whatever is distracting you, just 1 week and you will pass, okay? And if you have to retake it. You got it, because third time is always a charm, second time can be a charm, whatever. I hope you guys get into the nursing program, take the Hesi test. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know down in the comments. This just is what worked for me. I feel like my study plan is like all types of learners, so it can probably apply to you. But yeah, try it out and let me know if you guys get in. Like and subscribe and comment below. Love you guys. Happy nursing.